very last life. Chapter 40. The Emptiness of God. It's better than nothing. Okay. Let me read what I wrote. I'm having a hard time putting this shit together because do I know why I'm having a hard time putting this shit together? First of all, I'm drunk. I haven't had a drink for a week, and I haven't had any like sugar or carbs for a week because I'm dieting, right? So, and I'm dieting. I will be dieting till the end of this year, and there are only certain points where I will be able to drink, which is when I do the podcast, which will not be every week in these 2 months, November, December, but every other week because I don't want to drink that much. And the other times are the special occasions, Thanksgiving, Christmas. I have an invite to a friend of ours, and I hope I'll drink there. I mean, I'm going there. I've never been to his house before. I hope he's going to have alcohol. For fuck's sake, what if he doesn't have alcohol? I don't know what to do. I'm panicking already. My heart is palpitating. Okay, whatever. And so this is going to be the next 2 months. November, December. I have I've decided not to drink any alcohol except for these exceptions. These more or less limited exceptions. They're not that limited. They're actually very generous, but they're still exceptions. And also not to eat carbs, or not to eat excessive carbs, special carbs, like a piece of bread or a cake. There are carbs in everything you eat, so I eat that, and also sugar, additive sugar, like no cake. So I'm not eating any cake. Let me take a drink. Let me take a sip of this alcohol, this whiskey. I mean, whiskey with water, but still. In planning and thinking of this podcast episode, I sit here and I think about it, and I write down notes in my big purple book. Listen to my hand brushing the paper. I love the paper of this purple book. It's actually a drawing book. It's not a writing book. It's a drawing book. It's a big purple drawing book with paper that you can draw on. So it's paper that's designed to absorb drawing ink. So listen to this. You heard that? I hope so. Listen to this. This is the sound of the ice cubes in the whiskey. You got that too? Good. Those are two sounds. Ice cubes in the whiskey and the paper, the drawing paper that I'm writing notes on. Let me redo what I wrote. I tried to write a psalm today. A psalm today. A new psalm, a psalm for our age, because the psalms are old. And I kind of think that I actually am writing not so much a psalm as a lamentation. These are biblical, not only biblical. I mean, other people besides people in the Bible wrote psalms and spoke psalms and sung psalms and lamentations. It's a universal. Psalms and lamentations are kind of a universal, thing. A psalm is a prayer, like a poetic prayer, and a lamentation is just, belly aching. So those are universal things, right? So it's not only the Bible, but in in our culture, Western culture, we have that's it. It's the foundation, the anchor of it, the origin of it is the Psalms and the Lamentations. And I think, and I'm trying to write, because I think it would be a good idea, a collection of Psalms for the modern era, for our age. And today I sat down and tried to write one. It's Sunday, and the title I gave it was "The Emptiness of God in Me." So it's all about me, of course. But I don't know if it's a psalm or a lamentation. And that's kind of the question, of my life. Am I the good guy or the cynic? Psalms, lamentation. Am I the guy who complains about life and says all that life is bad and says, save me from this horrible life? Or am I the guy who says life is good? Because I really do have both of these things in me. I mean, they are there. I mean, I went through with the Nibelungen Reise, with the travel through the dark ages in 2000, 2001, 2002, in a VW bus. I went through and I saw the dark ages and I said to myself, holy shit, the world we live in today in the 20th century, it was the 21st century. Okay, the 21st century, and the world we live in today is so much better. It's the privilege, everything is good. Anyone who complains about life today is full of shit. And I'm talking about you, woke generation. I'm talking about you, Me Too generation. You're full of shit. But the other part of me is the lamentation part. The part that says, look at me. I look inside myself and I see, and this is what I wrote today, I see emptiness. I look inside myself as a normal human being, just a human, any human, the basic human, the status, the human condition is emptiness. I look to thee, O God, whoever the fuck you are, and I see eternal vastness of space, the endless emptiness that is you, O God. So great you are, like the rose. So I'm reading the notes I wrote down, and I got to the rose, because you look at the rose and you don't really see what it is, because it's a collection of what? Atoms? I'm not a scientist, so I'm making these words up. I mean, I'm using words that and I don't know the order of the words, the exact, but a rose is a collection of atoms. And the atoms are a collection of, molecules. And the molecules are a collection of neutrinos. And the neutrinos are a collection of quarks. And all these things, these neutrinos, atoms, collection, quarks, they're always moving for some reason. For some reason, when we go to school and college and we learn about science and everything's moving. So they're moving through a space and they're moving through emptiness. I mean, a neutrino, the neutrons, the electrons, and the protons, and then there they go. The three things, the three elements of the atom is the neutron, electron, proton. They're revolving, and so the very fact that they're revolving means they're revolving through space. So that means between the atom, the electron, within the atom, between the electron, the neutron, and the proton, there is space. Otherwise, they couldn't move. And space means emptiness. No one ever says that. The science says, what is life made of? This? Oh, it's made of neutrons, protons, electrons. But no one says neutrons, protons, electrons, and emptiness. And 90% is emptiness. And the neutrons and protons and electrons revolve through this emptiness, but the emptiness is there. And then what is the emptiness? And it's the quarks. The quarks. You go to something smaller. The quarks. And what are the quarks doing? They're revolving through emptiness. And so 90% of everything is emptiness. It's all emptiness. Everything is emptiness. And I look out at you, oh God, whoever the fuck you are, and I see emptiness, the vastness of space. It's endless. We cannot see the end. There may be an end. And the scientists say, the astrologists say, there is no end. It's endless. But who knows? Maybe there is an end. Maybe if you, send a spaceship off to, for, eternal amount of years, it would at some point go boink, boink, boing, boink, against the end of endlessness. Maybe there is no such thing as endlessness, but as far as we see now, it's endlessness. I look into the night sky and it's endless, and I look into time and it's endless, and I look at me and compare myself to the endlessness and the emptiness, and there's no comparison. I'm just this little tiny thing, and this little tiny thing floating through, a little dust mote floating through the emptiness. And then I look around me and I see, I'm looking around me and I see here my little whiskey liqueur collection here. I see my book collection of books. I have one section on my bookshelf here is full of books of my youth and books that have my personal relationship to, and I have books that my friends have written. So I whenever I have a friend or an acquaintance, and they've written a book, I buy the book and they sign it, and whatever bullshit, and I put it in my little thing, and I have a little collection here, and I have a collection of my research books, and I have my my computer, my desk, and then outside the apartment I have the other apartments, and they're all the people are doing things tonight, and they're all there. They're all lives living. They're all 70, 80, 90 years old, going lives that have that long, and they may not be that old now. They may be 20 years old, but their lives will be 80 years old. And they're all living these lives in these, all around me, in this little beehive, an apartment building. And then across the street, there's another apartment building. And it goes on. And there's this, it's apartments and cities and towns. And then there's, fields and forests and there's the world. And then space, and then the living stops. The moon, there's no life on the moon. There's no life on Mars. Maybe there was at some point, maybe not. Who knows? I would, congratulations to you, Mars, in the far prehistory. If there was life on Mars, congratulations. I hope you enjoyed it. And then there's, Pluto and Saturn and Jupiter and there's no life on any of that. And it goes on and on too. And it's probably the universe is so big, meaning endless, right? Big it's not big, it's endless, right? Oh, the cat's coming in. Astrid, open the door and the cat's coming in. Hi, Lucy. Hi, come here. Yeah. She's complaining. Okay. Endless is not big. It's endless. And so there has to be other life out there. But most of it is empty. Most of it, the 99.9% of everything is emptiness. And 99.9% of everything out there, space, is empty, but also in us. The space around the little neutrinos and electrons revolving around and sparking and saying, "Ooh, here I am, I'm in orbit," whatever it is they're saying and thinking, they're orbiting around emptiness. They are orbiting through emptiness. 90%, 99% of everything is emptiness. God is emptiness. It's all empty. So when I look inside myself, and I see this emptiness, maybe that's what it's all about. Maybe that's what it's supposed to be, I really look at myself and I say, I get up in the morning and I, have a coffee and I have breakfast, or I don't have breakfast because I'm trying to lose weight. Okay, so, it's a goal. It's a goal, right? I have a goal in my life. Well, that's a big, that's important. That makes my life worth living. And but it's all empty. It means nothing. And so I pray to you, O God of emptiness, who has set in my soul a mirror of you, a mirror that mirrors emptiness. The emptiness in my soul is the same emptiness of space. It's the same emptiness of the quark, of the neutrino, of the atom, of the whatever. It's all, I'm not a scientist. I'm just going on and on here. It mirrors the same. And I imagine that somewhere there is some kind of God. Maybe it's bullshit. I mean, maybe we try to imagine life and purpose and meaning in terms that we can understand. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to imagine the totality of universal meaning of life in the terms that I can understand, which would be that somewhere out there, far out there is a God who is just some guy, probably overweight, probably eating too many potato chips, and he is made up of atoms, and the atoms are revolving around neutrinos or quarks or something, or they are revolving and spinning in a vastness of emptiness. The emptiness of space. And you go down 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps, many steps, thousands of millions of steps, and you get to me, and I'm sitting here, and God is up there, and he's holding a rose, and I'm sitting down here, and I'm saying, what is my life worth? And my life is made up of neutrinos and quarks and atoms. All of it mostly empty. And my emptiness, the emptiness I feel in my heart, in my soul. The useless cat, come on, if you're cat, I'm talking here. Cat is a mirror of the emptiness of God out there above us. If God is a rose, then we are the little quarks in the rose. But there is a part of us. The emptiness in us mirrors the emptiness that is God. Well, they didn't teach me this in Sunday school. And then I ask myself, I wonder, oh, there she is. Hi, Lucy. This is Lucy. Say hello to Lucy. Let me, hold on. I gotta prepare Lucy's little place here. She has a little pillow. There's the pillow. Lucy has the pillow. Now she can lay on the pillow if she wants to. If God created us, did he never think how we would feel about being created? I mean, here's this vastness of God, this mystery of God, the greatness of God, everything that is greater than us. And it doesn't matter if God exists or not. Everything is greater than us. We are so incredibly small that it doesn't matter whether there's a God or not. Doesn't matter. It's great. Everything is greater. Everything is greater. We don't even come to the level of being able to, put in a call to God's secretary and having the secretary say, maybe we'll call back. We're not even on that level. But, when God created us, if God created us, did he ever wonder to himself, what will the creation feel? What will we feel? Inadequate. That's what we feel. We feel inadequate. We look at God and we say, we don't deserve to have been created. We're not worthy of it. We're sitting around watching The Big Bang Theory and eating Cheetos, for fuck's sake. We're not worthy of being created by God. We're not worthy of the vastness of the universe. Did you ever think of that? Did you ever think how we would feel? How it makes us feel to be so small and forever to have the demand, the requirement that we try to rise to your level? And you know that we can't. We can't. We will always remain inadequate. Even if we make of our lives some great, beautiful thing, which to us is beautiful, to you we will always be quarks floating around in the emptiness. Did you never feel some pang of guilt, or at least sympathy or sadness for us, your little quarks who are so unworthy, who will never find any kind of worthiness to rise to your level? Is there anything we can do ever to be worthy of the life you have given us? Oh God, whoever you are. That's it, folks. And thanks for listening. Tune in again next week or tomorrow or whenever it is I do this again. Whatever, I don't know. If you're interested in the things that are really important to me, I write them in books and I put them on videos. Check out my books on Amazon.com or my YouTube channel or my Twitter and Facebook feeds, or subscribe to my newsletter. It's kind of a lot now that I say it like that. Or any of the above, whatever. I hope I can contribute something to your life or to someone's life, anyone's life really, in some way. I appreciate your support, and I wish you all the luck and success and happiness and fulfillment in your life. Take care till next time.